What's up YouTube, and welcome to my pickups video for the month of December 2022. This is going to be a very small pickups video, so before I jump into things I got this month, let me give you a few updates, kind of what's going on. Overall, I had great plans for my end of the year. I had a vacation planned this last week of the year, and my first plan was to go to the Chicago area to go see my favorite band, and the lead singer broke his knee about a week before the trip. So that all got canceled. And then I was thinking, well, what can I do on short notice that I can still have some fun and get away from the super cold weather we've been having here in the Midwest? And Vegas came to mind as the solution. So Vegas is one of my favorite places to go for game and music hunting, as well as just all the other fun stuff there is to do there, and just to get away for some nice weather. Everything was all set to go. I was budgeting money for it for the last couple weeks, thinking about all the games and stuff I was going to get out there, and then Southwest Airlines completely let me down and left me stranded here in St. Louis. I never got out of the airport with no prior warning that there was any issue with my flight. So I'm sure you guys have seen the nationwide news with all their foibles. It has been a mess. I've spent the last week trying to claw back any non-refundable funds from all the reservations I had made. And luckily, everything is coming back to me, with the exception of Southwest has still not paid me a dime for the massive inconvenience that they caused me and all the other travelers that day. So not really a fan, and I hate to put all that out there just for you guys, but just wanted to give an update on maybe why there's not a whole lot of stuff to show this month. Is because really everything I was planning to get was going to be coming from that trip. So it became a staycation, and ultimately I've just been doing some stuff around the house and just preparing for the new year, which is always one of my favorite times of year anyway. The other big thing that happened personally is I got promoted this month. It was a promotion I've been trying for actually several years now, and very excited about that. It's going to give me a lot more, flexibility and just some of the things that I'm doing with work, and looking forward to leading a team directly too for the first time. So should be fun. So anyway, life updates out of the way. Let's see what we have going on with purchases this month, which is, as I said before, going to be a little bit disappointing. First one of these is an upgrade, and this was from the same seller on eBay that I mentioned last month that upgraded my copy of Bonk 3 for the Turbo Grafx. And what it was is I had the HuCard and manual for the game, but I didn't have the outer box or any back art because the late releases didn't come with back art for the jewel cases. They actually didn't even come with jewel cases, they just came with a plastic tray. So this is another one of those late release titles. This is Bomberman 93. I actually got this one at Mo Game Con, I think 2021, maybe 2019, I don't know, it's been a few years. And I bought it with the manual and the HuCard, obviously no outer box because it's very difficult to find. But the same seller on eBay that I was able to upgrade my Bonk 3 was doing the same thing, where they were selling a cut-up outer box that was placed into a jewel case, as well as the spine for it that was cut from the outer box as well. I'm guessing this was done in period. It would be kind of a sacrilege to do such a thing today, but definitely is appreciated for just making this game better for the shelf with actual spine art or labeling on it so that you can see what it is. And ultimately I get some of the outer box for temporary fix unless I somehow stumble upon the outer box for this game as well. But I am a big fan of the Bomberman series. What I'll say about this game is Bomberman 93 is pretty good. It's better than the original Bomberman, which also came out on the Turbo Grafx in the US. But we missed out because Bomberman 94 for PC Engine is much better even than this one. And really is probably the pinnacle of the series until Saturn Bomberman came around. So I have that one on import for PC Engine. It's very language easy to use if you want to import it. And really wish we would have got that one as well, but this one came out so late I can totally see why that one didn't make the cut either. But nice to get an upgrade for this one. I wish the seller had more of these. I don't know, if they were just digging them out of a collection that maybe they'd already sold off their HuCards long ago. But, again, just got some of this period artwork in a jewel case, and so now it makes this a little bit better. I did another upgrade for Turbo Grafx this month. I guess I was just shopping around online for stuff, and I was going through my HuCard only games, and really just I try to avoid those as much as possible. And one of them was bothering me because it's a shooter that I actually enjoy playing, and I decided to upgrade and got a complete copy on eBay and then sold my HuCard only copy. And that is for Ryden, which is a port of the arcade game that was very popular, and this came out on just about every home console system. So this came out on the Genesis as Ryden Trad, Same for the Super Nintendo, which is not the best version of that game to get. We got it for Turbo Grafx, and then later you could even get the Ryden Project for PS1, which probably had the most faithful arcade versions of those games brought to the home, but a little bit later, different generation. This one is kind of interesting to me for a couple reasons. This was like a 1991 release, I believe, for Turbo Grafx, and it really wasn't like a late release, but it also wasn't, it was kind of toward the end of the full, spine labeling like this with the black plastic case. And then, they went to the later versions like that Bomberman 93 that didn't even come with a jewel case in the packaging. And maybe that was a reason why this one seems to be a little bit more uncommon. But if you compare this to most of the earlier style Turbo Grafx games, some reason this one doesn't come up that often. And I don't really know why, because Ryden was exceptionally popular as an arcade game. And you would think the home version would sell pretty well, even compared to some of the more obscure shooters that the Turbo Grafx got in the US. So that being said, it plays pretty well on the Turbo. I like playing it on that console. It just seems to fit well with the Turbo switches and all that. So definitely a fun shooter, and I like it in all of its iterations. So just nice to get this one a little bit closer to truly complete. Again, I don't have the outer cardboard box for this one, but much happier to have this in a casing and all that with a nice manual. So that one worked out well. The last thing I got this month, like I said, very, very poor month for pickups. Only got 3 things. This was inspired by a local game store that posted on their Facebook that they got a bunch of NES manuals in. That definitely perked my attention. It's one of the things I'm going for, is to complete the full set of NES manuals. And one of the ones that, well, it was funny, I went through their whole list on their website of everything they got in stock, and only one of them I needed for my collection, and that was Pirates for the NES. But I actually didn't buy this from them. They had it listed on their website for $29.99, which I thought was a little steep for this manual. I don't know, I mean, the game's, I guess, semi-uncommon, but to me, I just didn't really see this as a manual I wanted to spend 30 bucks on. And so I actually went to eBay. I was like, well, let me see what it's going for on there. They were kind of all over the map on prices. And one guy, I made him an offer, just because he had the make offer button enabled. I offered him $4 and he took it. So I got this one very cheap. It's not mint condition by any means, but for $4, that's definitely a price I'm happy with. And then when I got back, I kind of looked at what I did have, and it looks like I actually have the outer box and the map that the game came with. I just didn't have the manual. So this is actually a nice, truly complete copy for Pirates on the NES, which wasn't really expected. But yeah, it's just one of those things, like, I like to get NES manuals, I just don't really like paying shipping for them, so unless I'm getting like a screaming deal like I did for this one, it's not really a big deal, and so I don't mind getting games that way, or manuals that way, but ultimately I really rather prefer getting these at cons or in person at a game store, that kind of thing, or from a friend. So anyway, one more manual off the list. I think I've got maybe like 120, I guess I still need, or something like that for the NES. I'm actually pretty close. It's not terrible. A couple heavy hitters in there, of course, but there's still some common stuff I just haven't got, kind of like that one that, just hadn't stumbled upon in the wild over the years. So really, that's it for the month. I'm hoping January and the New Year's going to bring some better game hunting. I also kind of know historically that come January and after the holiday buzz for everybody, that people start to trade in more stuff, it seems like, that month. So maybe I'll start to find some local stuff in the next month, or even get some travel in over the next month as well to get some game hunting. So that about does it. Hope everyone has a great New Year 2023. Thank you very much for watching. Please take a moment, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And I will talk to you soon. Have a great day or night, wherever you are.